3, 2, 1, go!
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Good. I'm Amy.
So I'm Amy, and I write contemporary romance and mafia romance and small town romance. And you can find me on Instagram at author.mimi.francis or on my website, mimifrancis.com. And I am going to be at PopCon May 8th through 10th with my wonderful co-author over there who's hanging out next to me.
Yeah. Hi, everybody. I'm Andy T. Hanson. I'm a sci-fi writer for Four Horsemen. You can follow me on Facebook or Instagram and Blue Sky or Substack. It's all at Andy T. Hanson or andythanson.com. And I'm excited to do this. Make sure you're there at PopCon to see us at the panels May 8th through 10th. I'm ready for these questions. Let's do this.
Yep, let's do it.
All right. I'll ask first, okay? I'll let you go first. Just to put
okay. Go ahead.
First question is, if you had to be on a panel that wasn't about writing, what would it be?
Okay, so I am a huge Supernatural fan, the television show Supernatural. I have watched all 15 seasons several times through. I've watched seasons 1 through 5 more times than I can count.
Yeah,
I got my start as a fan fiction writer, and I started writing supernatural fan fiction. So that's where I kind of got my start. So I don't want to say I'm an expert, but I know quite a bit about supernatural. So I guess if I had to be on a panel that was not about writing, I would be on a panel about supernatural.
Cool. I've seen the show. My wife is a big fan, so I've seen it all the way through. There's a lot of episodes. I mean, I like the show and everything, but yeah.
There's a lot of episodes. It's a commitment. If you want to watch it all, it's a commitment. So when I fell into it, there was only 8 seasons out when I started watching it. So, and then it went for another 7 years. And, so I went back on Netflix and started watching it from the get-go and went through it. And it was interesting because I watched it on Netflix, which does not have the music rights in the first season to a lot of the songs that are in the first season. And then I went and bought it on DVD, and I watched it on DVD, and I was going, that's so weird. That's not the song that was originally on Netflix. And then I kind of did a deep dive to figure out why, and I discovered that they didn't have the music rights for Netflix.
So they did like filler music, or they did like no music?
Like they put other music in. So, and it's funny because the captions, if you watch it with the closed captions on, it'll say what the song actually is and like the words for it and stuff. But then that's not what's playing on the screen.
That's awesome. Huh.
Yeah, and it's definitely not as good music as it is in the original. So
I bet.
Yeah, it's kind of funny.
I just remember my wife would be binging it, and I would catch like one episode and then miss 10, and then jump in the middle like, wow, this show is crazy. I don't know what's going on.
My husband will stand in the kitchen and he'll watch it. He'll stand behind me and watch it, and he'll go, which one is that guy in the blue tie? And that's Castiel. Or he'll go, which one's the taller brother and which one's the shorter brother? And he finally figured out who's who, because he knows which one I have a crush on versus which one I'm just like, oh, he's there. So
which Winchester brother are you like?
Yeah, I am a Dean girl.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm a Dean girl. Which one does your wife like?
I don't know if she's ever chosen one of the cast or the main guys that she tells me that she's had a particular crush on. So I don't really know what. She's usually not shy about that kind of stuff. So I don't know what was drawing her back to it. So I don't want to put words in her mouth, but I feel like Dean would probably be your answer.
All right. So if you had to be on a panel, Andy, that wasn't about writing, what would yours be about?
Yeah, mine would just be, some pop culture thing. Seinfeld and Song of Ice and Fire and Star Wars. Those are probably the three things that I have the most useless knowledge on. So I think I could do pretty well on a panel on any of those topics.
All right. So you're a big Star Wars guy?
Oh, yeah.
I have to ask the question because this is going to determine whether you and I get to remain friends or not.
Okay.
How do you feel about the last three movies?
Well, when I watched them, I enjoyed them as films, but I feel like they kind of destroy the continuity of. I'd rather seen like show focus more on Luke and Leia and Han rather than anything. But I like they were bad movies. You know what I mean? They're like really visually cool.
Bad movies.
Yeah.
But as far as the canon and keeping with the the heart of Star Wars, I kind of feel like they could have done a lot better.
They should have had at least one guy with the same vision, write all of them, not guys, one person.
Yeah, I think that's where they kind of got away from it. Is I think they had too many cooks in the kitchen, so to speak, and it kind of got away.
I like Rian Johnson's movies, and I don't think he had an idea for episode 8 that didn't fit with what they did for 7 and 9, and they just let him make it and kind of just destroyed everything.
Oh yeah, and it totally came out of the blue, and like everybody went, "What?" Yeah. So I agree. I think they should have stuck with one person for all three movies, and I think it probably would have changed it up a lot. So or let
Rogue One and Solo were awesome. Have you seen those? Yeah.
I agree. And
I love all the new shows. I really like. The Acolyte's probably the one I didn't really get that much into, but it's still a good show.
Yeah. Well, and I'm I don't like to call him Grogu because I think that's the stupidest name on the face of the planet. So I still call him Yoda. So I'm a huge Baby Yoda fan. I absolutely love him. So I'm really excited about the Mandalorian and Grogu movie that's coming out. I'm excited for that. I can't wait to see it. So
yeah, I'm counting down days.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Grogu was one of my 2-year-olds, one of his first words. So
was it? Oh my god, that's so cute. I love it. I have Grogu coffee mugs, and I have a Build-A-Bear did a Grogu, and it was during COVID, and the only way you could get it was literally like you had to sit in line on their website to get the Grogu from the website because everything was shut down because it was during COVID. So I sat in line for 3 hours on my phone on the Build-A-Bear website. I literally was at my nail tech getting my nails done, and it comes up that I was next in line, and I was like, okay, wait, I gotta get the baby Grogu. I gotta get the baby Yoda. Hold on.
You're getting Beyonce tickets or something.
I know, that's what it felt like. So yeah, so that was pretty funny.
Yeah, those are the ones that when on trivia nights, when we get a category for those, I feel like I got that pretty well.
You got that one. Yeah. That's good. I'm a big Seinfeld fan too. We've watched all the seasons of Seinfeld a couple of times through. And of course, I'm old enough that I watched it when it was originally on. So
dark. But yeah, I've seen that show way too much. And,
it's a good show. It's a good show. What's your favorite episode of Seinfeld?
It would probably be the little Jerry from season 8. I love seasons 7, 8, and 9 are my favorites.
Those are good. My husband's favorite episode, if like literally every time we watch it, he falls on the floor, turns bright red, laughing, is the episode with the car where it smells like body odor. And he literally he dies. He thinks it's the funniest. Yeah, the VO car. He just thinks it's the funniest thing. And honestly, I don't think I could pick a favorite episode because I pretty much like them all. So
I love what I really appreciate about that show. Sorry,
dogs barking.
Like they had the 4 characters, and they gave them, especially after season 1, or they gave them all 4 storylines, and they always weave them together.
Yeah.
The episode in season 7 is called The Gum, and I feel like that's the best.
Oh yeah, that's a good episode.
Yeah, I love when all the stories kind of collide at the end. I really,
that was a good one. Okay, so let's go on to question number 2.
Question 2. You have to give a TED Talk with absolutely no prep. What are you talking about?
Oh, well, let's see. That's a tough one. I could probably give a TED Talk about Supernatural, and I could probably give a TED Talk about Twilight, because I was a Twilight mom back in the day. So when the books first came out, I could probably give a TED Talk. If somebody plopped me down in a room and said, "Here you go, talk about Twilight," I could be like, "Okay, I can do that." So I think I could probably talk about one of those if I had to. What about you? What could you give a TED Talk on?
If it had to be like halfway intellectual, I don't know if I'm really too erudite on any particular topic, but I guess what really drives me crazy is like people not embracing the null hypothesis and needing to pretend that they know something when they can't. I think that's the root of a lot of problems in society. So I guess I'm not in any place to lecture anybody, but I guess that's what, when I read nonfiction, I'm a philosophy nerd like that and history nerd. So I nerd out on that kind of stuff, and I could react eloquently, I guess.
I don't think that I was not a huge. I mean, my favorite subject in school was English. Big shocker, because I'm a writer now. Yeah. And then I went to school to be a teacher after my kids were older, and I kind of backed off on that and decided I didn't want to do it because I worked in the school, and the bureaucracy and everything else that poor teachers have to deal with is just it's just too much. And I decided that's not my thing. So I mean, really, my thing, honestly, is pop culture. I'm a pop culture girl. And I can talk about that stuff probably all day long until I make people sick. So
yeah, that's why, it depends on the categories you get on trivia. I'm either like the best player on a team or the worst. So.
Or the worst. That's me. Yeah. If we're doing pop culture trivia, if we're doing Friends trivia or Supernatural trivia or Marvel trivia, I'm your girl. But anything else, I'm just gonna sit there and go, I don't know.
I've been trying to beat my sister at Friends, seen it for 20 years now. And
Have you ever beat her?
No, never beat her.
Yeah, my middle daughter is a huge Friends fan, so she knows all the Friends stuff like crazy. Like we can't beat her. I mean, we're the ones who introduced her to the show, but we can't beat her because she 100% knows that show inside and out. So, but
I come around that show like every. I'm sorry to cut you off.
Okay. I can probably I can take Friends and I can relate it to just about anything, and I quote it all the time, and
yeah.
People, and I can take somebody else say something and I can relate it back to Friends. I can do it every time.
I probably watched the show all the way through like 3 times, and every time I watch it all the way through, I'm like, all right, I got her now, and
then you don't.
It's kind of like what I do with Seinfeld, where she's just kind of got it constantly on a loop. Where
that's kind of how our house is. It's one of those things that we put it on for background noise. Like if whatever we're doing, we just put it on for background noise. It's not because we're watching it. It's just because you know what? We've got stuff to do, but let's put this on so there's noise back there.
We have a rotation of sitcoms that we watch a couple before bed to wind down. Just
it's just one of those, and they're comfort shows, so you don't have to think too hard when you watch them. You can just kind of turn them on and watch them, and I'm excited for PopCon because Patrick Warburton's going to be there. I saw, and so he's the voice of Kronk in The Emperor's New Groove, obviously. Yeah. I have kids that grew up with The Emperor's New Groove, and they absolutely love it. But then my husband and I love the show Rules of Engagement that he was on. And we just think it's hysterical. And so I told my husband he was going to be there, and he's like, you have to go and get his autograph for me. So I said, okay, I'll try. I promise to at least try, or at least go up and say, my husband loves you, and, go from there. So
David Spade?
Yeah. With David Spade was in it too. And so my husband loves that show. I do too, though. It's funny. It's another one of our comfort shows. We just throw it on when we want something to watch. So
there's so many of it there you forget
about.
So
many. So many.
All right, well, let's go on to number 3, the exciting question. Which of your characters would thrive at a convention, and which would hate it?
Okay. Let's see. Which one would thrive at a convention? So I have a character in one of my books. His name is Nate, and he owns the Timeout Bar and Grill in the small town that I write my small town romances about. And he's very gregarious. He's very outgoing. He's also kind of the town playboy. He loves everybody. He loves everything. And if he were to go to a convention, he would have a blast because he would talk to everybody. He would it wouldn't matter who, and it wouldn't matter what the topic was. He would talk to everybody. He would stop at every booth and talk to every person at every booth. He would talk to the cosplayers. He would have a blast. He would think it was really fun. So definitely Nate would be my one who would love it. And then my character who would hate it is I have a character and his name is Chris Chandler, and he's actually an actor, but he's very introverted when he's not on screen. So he doesn't want all the attention, and he doesn't want people looking at him or talking to him or anything like that. So he would hate going to a convention. Like if they made him go for his work, if they made him go because it was part of his job, he would absolutely despise it.
Yeah, I'm familiar with it.
Yeah. Okay. So which of your characters, which one would love it and which one would hate it?
I think I'm going to go with Harkley Poniashevsky, aka the steward. I think he'd love it. He's the leader, not the leader, but the voice of the authoritarian regime who takes control of the lunar base in my Desperate Chronicles series. He's an ex-lawyer. He basically talked his way into making get the security team go along with him and go with power. And I think he loves being center stage. I think he'd have a good time there. I think he's a bit of a nerd too, so I think he could nerd out and definitely hold his own. I'm sure he'd have a lot of fun going table to table too.
Yeah. Okay, so who would hate it?
I'm gonna go with his boss, the commander. He's the introvert one who who's gruff, doesn't want to be there, just is only there just to show his axe and because he has to. And if he does the very bare minimum he has to and leaves all the talking to the steward. So I think, that they'd make the best pair to go together.
Yeah, I was just gonna say they could go together, and the steward could do all the talking, and the commander could just stand back there and go, "I'm good. You do all the talking. I'll just stand back here."
Yeah, they're a viable pair together. Either one on their own, I think, would be okay, but they're a bad mix up there in the lunar base together.
That's awesome. All right. Okay, so we're both going to be at PopCon May 8th through the 10th. What books are you bringing with you? What books are you is it going to be your whole series?
Yeah, the third book in my series just released on the 7th, so I'm going to have the whole Desperate Chronicles there. Yeah, I'm excited.
That'll be awesome. And I'm going to bring, right now I'm going to bring my Mafia romance. I know that for sure. I might bring a couple of my small town romance with me too, because I've got a couple. In February, the second collection of my small town romance novels came out. So I've got those as well. So yeah, nice. I can't wait. It's going to be fun. I'm excited to go.
I'm excited to have a whole series. I think it'll be
I know it'll be nice because you'll have a whole series with you. So that'll be nice. Yeah.
Be an easier sell. So. Yeah, it was a lot of fun talking to you. It
was fun talking to you too. Especially, it's kind of cool talking to somebody, sci-fi versus, romance.
Yeah, romance, yeah. I like the cross connection here. I just wrote a short story collection that I tried my hand in, like horror and then general fiction and stuff. So I'm not only gonna do sci-fi forever.
That's cool though.
I haven't branched out, but I do love my sci-fi. So
good for you. You know what? I think you guys who write sci-fi are awesome because I cannot. I can't think outside that box, but that's just how I am. I'm a romance girl through and through. So
yeah. You got to tell a real story in there, no matter how fancy you make your world.
Yeah, gotta tell
the meat and potatoes.
That's right. Well, this was awesome. It was great talking to you, and it was great talking to the audience and everything. So
see you at PopCon.
Bye, guys. Thank you.
3, 2, 1, go.